A red kangaroo moves across open ground. Its body rises, then both hind feet hit the earth together. The whole animal drops toward the ground. Each landing looks heavy. Yet on level ground, faster hopping causes only a small rise in oxygen use. How can harder landings help it move faster without a similar rise in energy use? The kangaroo is not moving for free. Its muscles are still making force. Its heart and lungs are still working. But on level ground, the extra speed costs far less energy than we might expect. To understand why, we must stop watching the whole animal. We must look closely at one landing. The kangaroo is still in the air when its long feet reach forward. Then both feet meet the ground. The body keeps moving downward. The ankle bends, and the other joints in the hind legs fold. Together, the powerful legs take the force of the falling body. At first, this looks like the moment when energy is lost. The kangaroo was moving forward and upward. Now the ground seems to stop it. But the landing does not only end the last hop, it also begins the next one. Long tendons run through the lower legs of the kangaroo. When the feet touch down and the joints bend, these tendons are pulled longer. They stretch under the force of the landing. A stretch tendon can store energy like a spring. It does not store all the energy that reaches the ground. Some energy is still lost. But some of the landing energy stays in the stretched tendon for a short time. The body reaches its lowest point. The tendons are now stretched the most. Then the direction changes. The kangaroo begins to rise. The tendons shorten toward their normal length. As they spring back, they return some of the stored energy. The ankles straighten. The feet push against the ground. The body moves into the next hop. The next hop begins inside the landing before it. The muscles are still essential. They make force. They control the joints. They keep the legs stable as the body lands and rises again. But the muscles do not have to create every part of each hop from the beginning. The tendons store some of the movement energy and return it during the next push from the ground. Scientists measured this process directly in the smaller tammar wallaby. They measured forces in several muscle and tendon systems while the animals hopped at different speeds. As hopping speed increased, the forces and the energy stored in the tendons also increased. That evidence comes from a wallaby, not directly from a red kangaroo. But it shows a method that closely related hopping animals can use as they move faster. The full reason red kangaroos use so little energy while hopping is still being studied. Body position, muscle action, and leg shape may also help. But one part of this spring-like exchange is clear. A landing is not only a crash with the ground. It is also a loading phase. The falling body stretches the tendons. The tendons hold some of that movement energy. Their spring back helps lift the body into the next hop. Now the movement looks different. The same 2 feet hit the same dry earth. The body still drops under its own weight. But the landing no longer looks like a complete loss. It looks like preparation. Across the open land, the kangaroo keeps moving. Touchdown becomes stretch. Stretch becomes spring back. Spring back becomes another leap. Even now, every landing carries part of the journey into the hop that follows. Nature speaks. We translate.